Good morning. It is 6:30 a.m. on Thursday, June the 9th, 2022. I'm Christiana Ellis. This is 5 more minutes. And I can't think of any more sentences to say with this particular cadence. So now I'm just rambling. Rocket's a good boy. You probably once again saw just a slight bump of my microphone stand because Rocket moved position to go and lie down and bump his head against it. I'm up a little bit early. I'm trying to. I've done better this week of trying to go to bed a bit earlier, get my sleep schedule shifted back to where I need it to be. And overall, I'm feeling largely like even the more minor lingering COVID symptoms seem like they are trailing away. They're not sticking around, which is good. I am, however, annoyed that my podcast feed system right now is messing up. I don't know if it's just a temporary glitch or if it's a bigger problem or what, but, I tried to update the So Many Levels feed, and it didn't work for whatever dumb reason. However, if people subscribe to the overall, Christiana Omni feed, that one is still working if anyone was having that issue. Hopefully that'll get resolved soon, but I don't know what the problem is, and it's annoying. But what are you going to do? I'm looking forward to this evening because I'm going to go see Top Gun Maverick with a friend at the theater. And I've heard a lot of good things about that movie. And I'm just eager to go see it. Yeah. Last night, what did I... Oh, so I've been choosing a lot of my sort of recreational viewing lately based on various podcasts that are discussing stuff. And so I've been going through the archives of the Blank Check podcast, which has a lot of back material. So I've been listening to it for a while and I'm still only caught up through October 2016 of that show. So there's a lot of ways to go. But it was interesting because they're currently going through a James Cameron miniseries, which I like. But they were doing True Lies, which I was thinking, I haven't watched True Lies in a while. And I was realizing that much like with The Abyss, True Lies is another one of those movies that is just unless you own one of the previously released DVDs, there's just no way to watch it right now. Which is bizarre in this day and age. I guess it just comes down to it ultimately being the decision of someone who doesn't care, or excuse me, or arguably possibly cares too much. I don't know. But in any case, what they also recommended was, they had an episode that was kind of about the second Jack Reacher movie, the Tom Cruise one, but really less about the second one and more about the first one, which I hadn't watched either of them, and I was a little surprised that the podcast episode was saying, no, but the first one's actually really good. And I'm like, oh, really? All right, I don't feel like I heard that. So I watched it, and yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, I feel like it doesn't break any new ground at all in terms of just being one of those, the procedural action movie. It's actually the kind of story that you tend to see more on TV these days, where there's some person accused of a crime. We think that maybe they didn't do it, or there's some kind of a conspiracy. There's more to it for some reason. But we got to have a tough but unusual person come through and save the day. And in this movie, Jack Reacher, it's Jack Reacher, played by Tom Cruise. Who, I mean, I remember the whole thing at the time being oh, but people think that it shouldn't have been him because the character's supposed to be a great big guy, and I don't know. Like, this is maybe more about me than anyone else, but like I've discussed this in the past that like I believe that I have some degree of what's called aphantasia, where I don't tend to literally see things in my brain. Like I don't when I imagine stuff, I can imagine all the details and describe how something looks to you, but I'm not like seeing it like a picture in my head, and I don't like it was always just one of those things where I was just vaguely like, what do you mean you see it? Like I guess like I I I can imagine it, but I don't feel like I literally see it. I certainly don't. Anyway, the point being, having characters look right when you're making a movie from the book is like the last thing on my mind. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow for 5 more minutes.